Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, eating healthy, exercising, even taking supplements, yet your body still feels tired, your muscles sore, and your energy low when you wake up? Let me tell you something surprising. It might not be magnesium supplements that your body is missing. Instead, two simple vitamins taken at night can help your muscles recover, rebuild, and recharge while you sleep. Your body is a miracle. Every night while you rest, it works hard to repair tissues, build stronger muscles, and reset your energy levels. But if it doesn't have the right nutrients, this process slows down. That's why instead of relying on magnesium supplements, which often don't give you the results you expect, you can focus on the right vitamins that naturally boost recovery. Many people don't realize that the aches, pains, and sluggishness they feel each morning are not just random events. They are signals from the body pointing to a deeper issue, the lack of proper recovery and nourishment at night. The common belief is that taking magnesium supplements will solve these problems. Magnesium is indeed an important mineral, but it has been marketed almost like a miracle pill for sleep, relaxation, and muscle recovery. This is where the misunderstanding begins. When people experience fatigue or sore muscles, they immediately assume it is a magnesium deficiency and they stock up on supplements without fully understanding how the body works. The truth is, if magnesium was truly the missing piece, then by now millions of people would have already solved their energy and recovery struggles just by adding it. And yet we still see so many who wake up exhausted, dealing with restless nights, muscle tightness, and the frustration of feeling like their body isn't keeping up with their efforts. This shows us clearly that magnesium alone is not the solution. The body is a very intelligent system, and it rarely works in isolation. Muscles, nerves, bones, and connective tissues are constantly interacting. Recovery is not about just one mineral or one nutrient. It's about balance. The problem comes from a mindset where people look for quick fixes rather than understanding the real needs of the body. If you think about it, it makes sense. Imagine building a house with only bricks but without cement, wood, or steel. No matter how many bricks you pile up, the house won't stand. That's what happens when we overload on magnesium, but ignore the other essential nutrients. The body cannot fully recover or rebuild with only one tool in its toolbox. This is why the promise of magnesium supplements often feels empty. People expect them to erase fatigue or muscle soreness overnight, but the results are disappointing because the actual deficiency lies elsewhere. This problem doesn't only affect athletes or fitness enthusiasts. It impacts everyone: students, professionals, parents, and even older adults who simply want to maintain energy and strength. If your muscles aren't recovering properly at night, you begin your day with a deficit. You carry soreness into the next workout. You carry tension into your work hours, and you carry fatigue into your daily responsibilities. Over time, this cycle builds up. What starts as mild stiffness or occasional tiredness can slowly transform into chronic fatigue, poor sleep, decreased motivation, and even increased risk of injury. And all the while, people continue adding magnesium supplements to their routine, believing they are addressing the root cause, when in fact, they are only addressing part of the picture. The real problem here is not magnesium itself, but the over-reliance on it as a one-size-fits-all solution. Supplements can be useful, but only when taken with understanding and in the right context. When magnesium is taken without considering the broader nutritional needs of muscle recovery, it's like watering only one corner of a garden and expecting the whole field to bloom. Your muscles need more than just one mineral to heal, repair, and grow strong. Without the right combination of nutrients, you're essentially asking your body to do a big job with limited resources. Another challenge is that many people may not even have a magnesium deficiency in the first place. The symptoms of tiredness, muscle soreness, and restless sleep can be caused by many other factors: stress, lack of vitamin D, low vitamin C, dehydration, poor sleep hygiene, or even overtraining. When we misdiagnose the problem and keep reaching for magnesium as the cure-all, we miss the chance to actually fix the real issue. That's why identifying the problem clearly is so important. Once we recognize that the body needs a combination of nutrients and a holistic approach to recovery, we can stop the cycle of disappointment that comes with depending on magnesium supplements alone. When your muscles don't recover properly during the night, you feel the effects the very next day, and they ripple into every part of your life. Imagine waking up with stiffness in your legs or heaviness in your arms. It makes even the simplest tasks, like climbing stairs or carrying groceries, feel harder than they should. This is not just discomfort, it is a sign that your body is struggling to heal itself. Over time, these small daily struggles accumulate, leaving you not only physically weaker, but also mentally drained. When your body isn't prepared to handle the day, your mind suffers too, because energy and focus depend heavily on how well your body restores itself while you sleep. The immediate impact shows up as sluggish mornings, difficulty focusing at work, or feeling unmotivated to exercise. You may notice that instead of feeling refreshed after a night's sleep, you wake up almost as tired as when you went to bed. Your workouts start to feel harder, not because you are losing willpower, but because your body is starting each day with sore, unrepaired muscles. Think about how discouraging that is. You invest effort in exercising, eating well, and taking supplements, yet you feel no stronger, no more energized, and sometimes even worse than before. This mismatch between effort and results creates frustration, and frustration often leads people to quit their health routines altogether. The long-term consequences are even more concerning. When muscles don't recover properly, they remain in a state of inflammation. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning fire in the body. It damages tissues, stresses the immune system, and accelerates aging. Over months and years, this weakens not just your muscles, but also your joints, your bones, and even your cardiovascular system. Weak muscles contribute to poor posture, increased risk of falls, and slower movement. Joint pain becomes more frequent, and the risk of injury rises, even from small movements. For someone who simply wants to stay active and independent in daily life, this is a serious problem. The ability to lift, bend, or carry without pain becomes harder when recovery is consistently neglected. Energy levels are another victim of poor recovery. Muscles act like batteries for your body. They store energy and release it when you need strength. If your muscles never fully recharge, it feels like living on a low battery every single day. You push yourself through work, family responsibilities, and exercise, but deep down, you're running on empty. This is not sustainable. Over time, it leads to burnout, both physically and emotionally. People begin to rely more heavily on stimulants like caffeine to get through the day, but that only masks the problem rather than solving it. Even sleep itself becomes a cycle of frustration. You may try to sleep longer, thinking more hours will help, but without the right nutrients, your muscles still cannot repair properly. It's not about the quantity of sleep, it's about the quality of recovery that happens during that time. When recovery is incomplete, your body continues to send signals of fatigue, pain, and weakness, and you find yourself trapped in a loop where nothing seems to work. All of this shows how deeply muscle recovery is tied to both daily life and long-term health. Without proper recovery, your present is filled with fatigue, and your future is burdened with risk. Think about what it means in the bigger picture. If you can't recover, you can't grow stronger. If you can't grow stronger, you can't maintain independence as you age. And if you lose that independence, your quality of life diminishes. That's why this issue is not minor. It is central to living a vibrant, healthy life. The impact is clear. Failing to nourish your body correctly at night doesn't just affect your workout results. It affects your energy, your focus, your mood, your resilience, and your long-term vitality. This is why identifying the right nutrients for recovery is so critical. By addressing the root cause, you not only wake up feeling stronger and fresher, but you also build a foundation for lifelong health. The daily discomfort you feel now is not just temporary, it's a message from your body about what your future could look like if changes are made. The good news is that this cycle can be reversed with simple, consistent choices that give your body exactly what it needs to repair and thrive. Here's the beautiful part of this journey. The solutions are often much simpler than we imagine. Instead of chasing dozens of supplements, powders, or complicated regimens, the body really thrives when it's given the right tools in the right amounts. For muscle recovery and overnight repair, two vitamins stand out as natural, reliable, and powerful allies: vitamin D and vitamin C. These are not exotic, expensive, or difficult to find. They are accessible and proven, yet often overlooked because we're so distracted by the hype surrounding trendy supplements. By focusing on these two, you can give your muscles exactly what they need to repair, rebuild, and prepare for a stronger tomorrow. Vitamin D plays an incredibly important role in muscle health. Many people know it as the sunshine vitamin, but its impact goes far beyond mood and bone strength. Vitamin D directly supports calcium absorption, which is essential for muscle contraction and relaxation. Without enough of it, your muscles can feel weak, sore, or prone to cramps. Beyond that, vitamin D works at a cellular level, turning on the genes that help muscles repair after exercise or daily wear and tear. Think of it as a signal to your body that says, it's time to rebuild and get stronger. Without this signal, the recovery process slows down dramatically. That's why people who are deficient in vitamin D often feel tired, achy, and weaker than they should. Taking vitamin D at night gives your body the support it needs to run its natural repair processes while you're asleep. On the other hand, vitamin C works like a shield and a builder. Every time you move, exercise, or even go through daily activities, your muscles produce tiny amounts of oxidative stress. This stress, if left unchecked, damages tissues and slows recovery. Vitamin C acts as an antioxidant, neutralizing the stress and protecting your muscles from long-term harm. But that's not all. It also plays a critical role in collagen production. Collagen is the protein that holds muscles, tendons, and joints together. Without enough collagen, your muscles may repair more slowly, your joints may feel weaker, and your overall structure becomes less stable. By fueling your body with vitamin C, you're not only protecting your muscles, but also rebuilding the foundation that keeps them strong and flexible. When vitamin D and vitamin C work together, the effect is powerful. One helps your muscles contract and rebuild. The other protects them from damage and strengthens the connective tissues around them. This partnership creates a perfect environment for overnight recovery. It's like giving your body both the tools and the materials it needs to construct something solid. Without them, the building process slows down or falls apart. With them, you wake up refreshed, with muscles that feel stronger and joints that feel more supported. The best part is that these vitamins are easy to integrate into your nightly routine. Vitamin D can be taken with a small snack that contains healthy fats such as a few almonds, a slice of avocado, or even a teaspoon of olive oil because fat helps your body absorb it more efficiently. Vitamin C can be taken with water or alongside fruit like kiwi, strawberries, or orange slices if you prefer food-based sources. It doesn't require complicated preparation, it just requires consistency. Imagine ending your day with these two simple nutrients, knowing that while you rest, your body is actively healing itself. For many people, the problem is not that their bodies cannot recover. It's that they haven't been giving their bodies what they need to do the job. Magnesium may help in some cases, but it's not the missing link that will transform your recovery. By shifting focus to vitamin D and vitamin C, you're addressing the actual needs of your muscles in a way that is both natural and effective. These solutions are empowering because they remind us that good health doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need an endless cabinet of supplements or a complicated routine that feels overwhelming. You need clarity and consistency. 2 vitamins taken at night can become the foundation for better mornings, stronger muscles, and renewed energy. They represent the truth that when you work with your body instead of against it, the results come naturally. The best advice is only powerful if it can be turned into action. And when it comes to supporting your muscles overnight, the good news is that the steps are simple, practical, and easy to apply starting today. You don't need expensive supplements lined up on your shelf. You don't need a complicated routine that feels overwhelming, and you certainly don't need to guess. You only need to give your body the right vitamins in the right way at the right time. This is where vitamin D and vitamin C come in. And with just a few adjustments to your evening habits, you can begin to feel the difference in how your body recovers and how you wake up each morning. Let's begin with vitamin D. Because it is fat soluble, the body absorbs it best when it is paired with a small source of healthy fat. That means if you are taking a vitamin D supplement, don't take it on an empty stomach. Instead, take it with a handful of nuts, a spoon of almond butter, or even with dinner if that meal includes foods like salmon, eggs, avocado, or olive oil. This small detail makes a big difference. Without fat, vitamin D absorption can be inconsistent and you won't get the full benefit. If you prefer natural sources, consider adding foods rich in vitamin D to your evening meal, like baked salmon with vegetables or scrambled eggs with spinach. This way, you are not only fueling your body with vitamin D, but also nourishing it with other essential nutrients at the same time. Now let's talk about vitamin C. Unlike vitamin D, vitamin C is water-soluble, which means it doesn't need fat to be absorbed, but it is quickly used up by the body. That's why it helps to make it part of your nightly routine. One of the easiest ways to do this is to enjoy a fruit high in vitamin C after dinner or as a bedtime snack. A kiwi, a few strawberries, or even a glass of freshly squeezed orange juice are simple options that provide a natural boost. For those who prefer supplements, a small vitamin C tablet works perfectly well and can be taken with water in the evening. Remember, vitamin C also supports collagen production, which strengthens not only your muscles, but also your skin and joints. So you are nourishing your whole body when you make it part of your daily rhythm. To make this even easier, try pairing both vitamins with an existing nightly habit. Maybe you already have a routine of brushing your teeth, reading a book, or winding down with herbal tea. Place your vitamins near that space as a reminder so they become as automatic as preparing for bed. Consistency is what transforms these small steps into powerful results. Taking them once or twice won't suddenly erase soreness, but making it part of your lifestyle ensures that your muscles have the nutrients they need to repair every single night. Another practical tip is to think about your evening environment. Your body recovers most efficiently when you not only nourish it with the right vitamins, but also allow it to rest properly. This means reducing distractions before bed, avoiding heavy late-night meals, and creating a calming routine that signals to your body it's time to recover. Combining vitamin D and vitamin C with a consistent bedtime, a quiet sleep environment, and gentle evening habits will multiply the benefits. Your muscles don't just need nutrients, they also need time and space to do their work. You don't have to overhaul your entire lifestyle to start seeing improvements. Start small. Tonight, instead of reaching for that magnesium supplement, try pairing a vitamin D capsule with a spoonful of yogurt or a few walnuts. Add a kiwi or a slice of orange before bed. Do this again tomorrow night, and then the night after that. Over the course of days and weeks, you'll notice that you wake up with less soreness, more energy, and a stronger sense of readiness for the day ahead. These small adjustments accumulate into real transformation because they align with how the body naturally heals. When advice is practical, it becomes empowering. You're no longer left guessing or depending on trends that leave you frustrated. You know exactly what to do. Give your body vitamin D and vitamin C at night. Pair them with simple foods, make them part of your routine, and watch how your mornings begin to change. This is not about adding more complexity to your life, but about creating a sustainable habit that works with your body's natural rhythm. That is how health is built, through small, consistent steps that anyone can take, starting right now. The real secret to lasting change lies not in what you do once, but in what you do repeatedly. Your body doesn't transform overnight from a single choice. It transforms slowly and steadily through consistent habits that build on each other. When it comes to muscle recovery, vitamins, and overall wellness, the key is not to look for a quick fix, but to develop a rhythm that becomes second nature. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't expect perfectly white teeth after brushing once. You do it every day because you know it keeps your mouth healthy over time. The same principle applies to nourishing your body with the right vitamins each night. Consistency is what turns good advice into real results. Imagine giving your body vitamin D and vitamin C just one time. You may feel a small difference, or maybe nothing at all. But when you provide these nutrients every night, your body starts to recognize the pattern. Night after night, your muscles are repaired, your joints are supported, and your energy reserves are restored. This compounding effect creates resilience. Over time, soreness lessens, strength improves, and your mornings feel lighter and more energized. Just as neglecting recovery compounds into fatigue and weakness, nurturing your body consistently compounds into strength and vitality. It's the quiet power of small daily choices. Healthy habits also free you from the cycle of confusion. Many people jump from one supplement to another, chasing whatever is trending at the moment. 1 month, it's magnesium. The next, it's collagen powders. Then it's exotic herbs. This cycle keeps people frustrated because they never stick long enough with one approach to actually see results. By committing to simple, consistent habits like vitamin D and vitamin C at night, you cut through the noise. You no longer wonder what the next miracle solution will be because you already have a strategy that works with your body's natural needs. That clarity alone can bring peace of mind and help you focus your energy where it truly matters. Another reason consistency is powerful is because the body thrives on rhythm. Our biological systems are designed around patterns, sleep cycles, hormonal cycles, and even the way muscles repair themselves. When you provide your body with nutrients at the same time each day, you reinforce this natural rhythm. It's like setting a clock inside your body that knows when it can expect fuel for repair. This predictability helps the body operate more efficiently. Over weeks and months, you'll notice that your recovery becomes smoother, your sleep deeper, and your energy more stable, simply because you've aligned with the body's natural timing. Developing these habits doesn't have to be complicated. Start small. Choose a specific time in the evening, maybe after dinner or right before bed, and take your vitamins then. Pair the act with something you already do, like preparing a cup of tea or setting out your clothes for the next day. By linking a new habit to an existing one, you remove the guesswork and make it easier to follow through. Consistency doesn't come from willpower alone. It comes from creating systems that remind you and support you until the habit feels automatic. It's also important to think long term. Your goal is not just to feel less sore tomorrow. It's to build a body that remains strong and resilient for years to come. Every night that you choose to fuel recovery with the right nutrients, you are making a deposit into your future health. You're building muscle strength that will protect your joints, energy reserves that will carry you through busy days, and resilience that will help you face stress without breaking down. That is the gift of consistency. It doesn't just pay off now. It pays off for the rest of your life. There will be nights when you feel tempted to skip, or when you're tired and think one missed day won't matter. And it's true, one day may not make a noticeable difference. But the habit is bigger than a single day. Each time you follow through, you reinforce your commitment to yourself. You send your body a message, I care enough to support you. Over time, this builds not only physical strength, but also self-trust. You prove to yourself that you can stick with healthy habits and that confidence spills over into other areas of your life. The consistency you create with these small steps becomes a foundation. Just as poor habits compound into weakness, good habits compound into strength, clarity. By making vitamin D and vitamin C part of your nightly routine, you're choosing a path of resilience and long-term health. It doesn't require dramatic effort. It only requires steady dedication. And that steady dedication is exactly what transforms your body and your life. Every step you take toward better health should leave you not only informed, but also inspired. Knowledge alone doesn't create change. It's the motivation behind that knowledge that fuels transformation. When it comes to rebuilding muscles and regaining energy, the most important takeaway is that you already hold the power to change your tomorrow. Your body is not working against you. It's waiting for you to give it what it needs so it can thrive. This understanding should light a fire within you because it means that stronger mornings, less soreness, and greater vitality are not distant dreams. They're within your reach, starting tonight. Think about how empowering it is to realize that you don't have to depend on complicated regimens or expensive products. You don't need a medicine cabinet overflowing with supplements or the latest fitness trend to feel better. You need clarity, consistency, and the courage to take small, meaningful actions. The vitamins we've discussed, vitamin D and vitamin C, are simple, accessible, and effective. But more than that, they symbolize a bigger truth. Small, intentional choices may daily have the power to reshape your life. When you embrace these truths, you move from feeling helpless and frustrated to feeling capable and in control. It's easy to underestimate the impact of small habits. One glass of water doesn't feel like it changes much. Yet hydration over time supports every cell in your body. One night of rest may not erase weeks of fatigue, yet steady, quality sleep renews your entire system. The same is true with these nutrients. One night of taking vitamin D and vitamin C may not feel groundbreaking, but repeated night after night, they fuel your body's natural recovery system, creating strength and energy that build quietly in the background. Suddenly, a month later, you notice you're waking up lighter, more refreshed, and less sore. This is the power of consistency combined with the motivation to keep going. Your journey toward better recovery and stronger muscles isn't just about the body, it's also about the mind. Every time you choose to support your health, you reinforce a mindset of growth. You prove to yourself that you can invest in your well-being and that you're worthy of the effort it takes to thrive. This mindset spills into every other area of life. When you feel stronger in your body, you feel stronger in your choices, your relationships, your work, and your goals. Physical recovery becomes a gateway to emotional and mental resilience. Motivation also comes from reminding yourself of your why. Why do you want to recover better at night? Why do you want stronger muscles and more energy? Maybe it's because you want to play with your kids or grandchildren without feeling worn out. Maybe it's because you want to keep exercising without constant pain. Maybe it's simply because you want to wake up each day feeling alive and ready instead of dragging yourself through the hours. Whatever your reason, hold on to it. Let it guide you each time you feel like skipping your routine or falling back into old habits. When your why is strong, your actions follow naturally. Remember that health is not about perfection. There will be days when you forget or nights when life feels overwhelming. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you are human. What matters most is that you return to your commitment as soon as you can. Motivation grows when you give yourself grace and focus on progress rather than perfection. Each night you choose to nourish your body is another step forward, and those steps add up. The most powerful takeaway is this: you have the ability to transform your recovery, your energy, and your future with simple, consistent actions. No one else can do it for you, and nothing outside of you has more power than the choices you make each day. When you realize this, you stop waiting for miracles and start creating them. Motivation then becomes more than a feeling. It becomes a practice. And when you practice daily, your results speak louder than any supplement claim or temporary fix ever could. So let this be your encouragement. You are capable of waking up refreshed, strong, and full of life. You are capable of breaking free from fatigue and soreness. And you are capable of building the healthy, resilient body you deserve. Hold on to these truths, carry it into your nights, and let it guide your choices. Each day, each night, and each decision is an opportunity to rise stronger. That is the gift of motivation, and it is already in your hands. So tonight, before bed, skip the magnesium supplement. Instead, give your body vitamin D and vitamin C, the real partners in rebuilding your muscles while you sleep. Wake up tomorrow not just rested, but renewed, stronger, and ready to live your best life. Remember, health is not complicated. It's about making simple, consistent choices that create extraordinary results. The challenge is that sarcopenia doesn't announce itself with flashing warning signs. In the beginning, You might just feel a little weaker when you carry groceries, or maybe you notice that climbing stairs makes you slightly more tired than before. These little moments are easy to dismiss. After all, everyone gets tired, right? But these small signals are your body whispering to you that something is changing. If left unchecked, those whispers grow louder. Over time, a person who ignores them can find themselves struggling with daily activities that once seemed effortless. And this is about much more than just strength. Muscles are not only for movement, they are also deeply connected to our metabolism, our immune system, and even our brain health. Think of your muscles as your body's largest reservoir of energy. They store glucose, they burn fat, and they keep your blood sugar balanced. When you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down, making it easier to gain fat and harder to maintain healthy energy levels. Muscle loss is also strongly linked with insulin resistance, which is a major step toward type 2 diabetes. That means sarcopenia doesn't just steal your strength. It can quietly set the stage for chronic illness. Another problem is that as muscle mass declines, the risk of falls and fractures skyrockets. This is particularly dangerous as people grow older because one bad fall can take away independence permanently. Think of someone who slips, breaks a hip, and suddenly needs months of recovery. Many never regain their full mobility. That entire chain of events often begins with unnoticed muscle loss years earlier. Sarcopenia also takes a toll emotionally. When your body can't do what it used to, it's easy to feel frustrated, discouraged, or even fearful about the future. It can erode confidence, making people less likely to engage in physical activity, which then worsens the problem. It becomes a vicious cycle. Less movement leads to more muscle loss, which leads to less ability to move, and so on. But here's something empowering. Sarcopenia may be common, but it's not inevitable. Yes, it is part of the natural aging process, but how fast it happens and how much it affects your life is very much within your control. The first step is simply awareness. Once you understand that muscle loss begins early and progresses silently, you can take proactive steps to protect yourself. By paying attention to your nutrition, by moving your body in ways that challenge your muscles, and by nourishing your health holistically, you can slow this process dramatically. Many people in their 60s and 70s who commit to these practices actually gain back strength and independence they thought was gone forever. So when we identify the problem clearly, the silent, early, and progressive loss of muscle, it's not meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up, to remind you that your muscles are not just about looking strong. They are about living strong. They are your partner in every single activity, big or small, throughout your day. And the earlier you recognize the risk of sarcopenia, the earlier you can make choices that protect your body for the long run. Your future self will thank you. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that tasks you once did without a second thought now feel heavier, slower, or even intimidating. That is the hidden impact of muscle loss on daily life. It begins so quietly that most people dismiss it as simply getting older, but in reality, it is the gradual weakening of the body's most powerful system, the muscles that allow us to move, lift, balance, and live with independence. Every ordinary action we take relies on muscle strength, from rising out of a chair to opening a jar, from climbing stairs to carrying a child. Muscles are the unsung heroes that keep us mobile and capable. When they begin to weaken, life doesn't just feel harder, it actually becomes riskier, and over time, the consequences ripple into nearly every part of health. Think about something as basic as standing up from a low sofa. For a younger, stronger body, this takes no thought. But when muscle loss sets in, that same motion can feel like a challenge. People often start avoiding movements that are harder for them, which means they use their muscles even less, and the cycle of decline accelerates. This impacts more than convenience. It affects freedom, the ability to get up, to move, to walk outside or travel. These are the cornerstones of independence. Without strong muscles, many people find themselves relying on others for tasks they once did alone. That loss of independence doesn't just affect the body, it weighs heavily on the spirit. The long-term health consequences are equally concerning. Muscles are not just bundles of tissue for strength. They are highly active organs that support the entire body. Healthy muscle helps regulate blood sugar by storing and releasing glucose when needed. When muscle mass decreases, the body becomes less efficient at controlling blood sugar, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes. This link between sarcopenia and metabolic disease is one of the most overlooked dangers of muscle loss. Weak muscles also reduce overall calorie burning, leading to weight gain, which further stresses the joints and cardiovascular system. It becomes a chain reaction: less muscle, slower metabolism, more fat, higher risk of chronic illness. Another way muscle loss impacts health is through bone protection. Strong muscles support strong bones, and when muscles weaken, bones are more vulnerable. This is why muscle loss is often tied to osteoporosis and fractures. For example, someone with weak leg muscles is more likely to stumble, and if their bone density is already low, that stumble can turn into a fracture. Hip fractures in particular are known to drastically change the course of life for older adults, often leading to long-term care needs and loss of independence. What may seem like just weaker muscles actually connects directly to survival and quality of life. It is not just the physical body that suffers. There is a profound psychological and emotional impact when daily life feels harder. People may start avoiding social outings because walking long distances or standing for extended periods feels exhausting. They may decline invitations to travel or to try new activities because they fear not being able to keep up. Over time, this leads to isolation and the loss of joy. The confidence that comes from being capable, strong, and independent is eroded, replaced by worry and self-doubt. This is why maintaining muscle strength is not only about physical health, but also about emotional well-being and social connection. Even simple pleasures are affected by muscle loss. Imagine wanting to garden but finding kneeling and standing painful. Imagine wanting to lift your grandchild but realizing your arms and back can no longer manage the weight. These moments carry deep emotional meaning, and when they are taken away, life feels smaller. The beauty of strong muscles is that they allow us to say yes to life, to activities, to people, to experiences without hesitation. Weak muscles create limits, both visible and invisible, that shrink the world around us. The long-term picture makes the urgency even clearer. People who allow muscle loss to progress without intervention often find themselves not only weaker, but also facing a higher risk of hospitalization. When someone with low muscle mass is admitted to a hospital, their recovery is slower and more complicated. The body simply does not have the reserves it needs to heal quickly. That means more complications, longer hospital stays, and a greater chance of losing independence permanently. So when we consider how muscle loss affects daily life and long-term health, it becomes clear that this is not a small issue, nor is it something to shrug off as just aging. It is one of the most critical factors that determines how well we live, how long we stay independent, and how much joy we can experience in our later years. The strength of your muscles is the strength of your life. Protecting them means protecting everything you value, your freedom, your vitality, your health, and your happiness. When most people think about protecting or rebuilding their muscles, the first thing that comes to mind is usually supplements, colorful tubs of protein powder, fancy shakes, or expensive products advertised as muscle fuel. The truth is, while these powders might look impressive on the shelf, they are not necessary for maintaining strong, healthy muscles. Nature already provides everything your body needs in simple, accessible, and affordable foods. One of the most overlooked yet powerful solutions lies in natural protein-rich foods that bring more benefits than any artificial supplement could ever provide. Beans and lentils, for example, are true nutritional powerhouses. They are rich in plant-based protein, which is the very building block of muscle. Unlike powders that often contain additives, sugars, or artificial flavors, beans and lentils are whole foods packed with fiber, vitamins, and minerals. They provide steady, sustained energy instead of quick spikes and crashes. They also support gut health, something protein powders cannot do. A healthy gut means better nutrient absorption, which in turn helps your body use the protein you eat more effectively. Another wonderful aspect of beans and lentils is their balance of nutrients. Along with protein, they deliver complex carbohydrates, which give you energy to move and exercise, and minerals like magnesium, iron, and potassium, which are essential for muscle function and recovery. This combination makes them far more than just a protein source. They are complete nourishment for your body. People often underestimate the role of variety in muscle protection. Natural foods like quinoa, chickpeas, black beans, kidney beans, and red lentils all bring something unique to the table. Quinoa, for instance, is one of the rare plant-based foods that contains all 9 essential amino acids, making it a complete protein. Chickpeas are especially rich in folate and iron, which support energy production and overall vitality. Black beans and kidney beans are high in antioxidants, protecting your muscles and cells from oxidative stress, which can accelerate aging. Together, these foods provide a spectrum of benefits that no single powder can match. Another benefit of natural foods is their affordability and accessibility. Protein powders can be expensive, and for many people, they are simply not sustainable in the long run. On the other hand, beans and lentils are some of the most affordable and widely available foods in the world. A bag of dried lentils costs just a fraction of what a tub of protein powder does, yet it contains weeks' worth of high-quality nutrition. This makes natural solutions realistic for everyone, not just those who can spend extra money on supplements. Beyond their nutritional value, beans and lentils also carry cultural and culinary richness. In nearly every traditional cuisine around the world, you'll find a version of beans or lentils being used as a staple. From Indian dal to Mexican black beans, from Middle Eastern chickpeas to Mediterranean lentil soups, these foods have nourished generations of strong, healthy people long before protein powders were even invented. These traditional diets are living proof that natural foods are more than enough to support strength and vitality. Replacing powders with natural foods also eliminates the risk of hidden ingredients. Many commercial supplements contain artificial sweeteners, preservatives, or even contaminants like heavy metals when not regulated properly. When you choose whole foods, you know exactly what you're eating. You are giving your body real nourishment rather than a processed product designed for profit. Of course, natural solutions do not mean you need to eat only beans and lentils. They should be part of a balanced diet that includes vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. Together, these foods provide the full spectrum of protein, vitamins, and minerals needed to support your muscles and overall health. Adding a handful of nuts for healthy fats, pairing lentils with rice for complete protein, or topping salads with chickpeas are all simple yet powerful ways to build meals that protect your muscles naturally. When you step back and see the bigger picture, the message becomes clear. Natural foods are more than just alternatives to protein powder. They are superior solutions. They nourish your entire body, not just your muscles. They protect your heart, balance your blood sugar, feed your gut, and give you the energy to live fully. Most importantly, they remind us that health doesn't come from a jar of processed powder. It comes from whole, simple foods that have stood the test of time. By trusting nature's wisdom, you not only save money, but also give your body what it truly understands and thrives on. Putting natural solutions into practice doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. The beauty of using whole foods to protect your muscles is that they fit easily into your everyday meals if you know a few simple strategies. You don't need to become a gourmet chef or spend hours in the kitchen to benefit. What matters most is building small, consistent habits that add up over time. With just a few adjustments, you can fuel your muscles naturally and feel stronger with every meal. One of the easiest ways to start is by adding beans or lentils to meals you already enjoy. For example, if you make a salad, toss in half a cup of chickpeas or black beans. This not only boosts the protein content, but also makes the salad more satisfying and filling. If you love soups or stews, sprinkle in lentils or kidney beans. They cook quickly, absorb flavors beautifully, and add a hearty texture. Even a simple pasta dish becomes more nutritious if you mix in white beans or serve it with a side of lentil soup. By doing this, you're upgrading the meals you already eat rather than creating an entirely new menu. Another practical tip is to cook a large batch of beans or lentils at the beginning of the week. Store them in the fridge or freezer, and you'll always have a quick protein source ready. This is especially helpful on busy days when you don't feel like cooking from scratch. A scoop of pre-cooked beans can be added to rice bowls, wraps, or even scrambled eggs for an instant nutrition boost. Preparation in advance takes the pressure off daily decisions and makes it easy to stay consistent. If you're someone who enjoys snacking, beans and lentils can also be turned into delicious, healthy snacks. Roasted chickpeas seasoned with spices like paprika or cumin make a crunchy alternative to chips. Hummus, which is made from blended chickpeas, can be paired with carrot sticks, cucumber slices, or whole grain crackers for a protein-rich snack that supports muscle health. These options are satisfying, flavorful, and far healthier than processed snack foods. You can also explore international dishes that naturally highlight beans and lentils. Indian dal is a flavorful way to enjoy lentils, often paired with rice or flatbread. Mexican cuisine offers countless dishes like black bean tacos or refried beans. Mediterranean meals often include hummus, falafel, or lentil salads. Exploring these recipes adds variety to your meals and keeps eating exciting which makes it easier to stick with healthy habits long term. Another practical approach is to replace some meat-based meals with plant-based alternatives once or twice a week. For example, try swapping beef chili with a hearty 3-bean chili. Instead of chicken soup, experiment with lentil and vegetable soup. This doesn't mean giving up meat altogether if you enjoy it. It simply means diversifying your protein sources so that your muscles benefit from the unique nutrients plants provide. Over time, these small swaps not only support muscle health, but also reduce inflammation, improve digestion, and protect your heart. Pairing foods strategically also makes a difference. While beans and lentils are excellent protein sources, combining them with grains like rice, quinoa, or whole wheat bread creates a complete protein profile, supplying all the essential amino acids your body needs. This is why traditional cuisines often naturally combine these foods. Think rice and beans, lentil soup with bread, or hummus with pita. These pairings are time-tested examples of balanced nutrition. For people who feel hesitant about the taste or texture of beans, starting small can help. Blend lentils into soups until they disappear, or mash beans into dips and spreads that can be spread on sandwiches. Over time, your palate adjusts, and you may even start to crave these foods once you realize how much better you feel after eating them. The key is not to force drastic changes, but to make gradual shifts that fit your preferences and lifestyle. The final tip is to make your meals enjoyable. Healthy eating should never feel like punishment. Season your beans with herbs and spices you love. Use garlic, onion, cumin, turmeric, or fresh parsley to bring out flavor. Add colorful vegetables alongside them to make your plate visually appealing. When food looks and tastes good, it becomes something you look forward to instead of a chore. These practical steps, adding beans to meals you already love, preparing in batches, experimenting with global cuisines, pairing foods wisely, and making meals flavorful can transform your diet without making it complicated. Over time, these small actions turn into habits, and habits turn into a lifestyle that supports your muscles every single day. By embracing natural foods in practical ways, you set yourself up not only for stronger muscles, but also for more energy, better digestion, and a healthier, more vibrant life. Consistency is the bridge between good intentions and real, lasting results. It's easy to get excited about a new habit, whether that's eating more beans and lentils, exercising, or making time for rest. But the real challenge lies in showing up day after day. When it comes to protecting your muscles, there's no quick fix or magic pill. Strength is built slowly through repeated small choices that compound over time. Just like a garden flourishes only if watered regularly, your body thrives only when you consistently feed and move it in ways that support long-term health. One of the most important truths to understand is that muscles respond best to steady care. A single protein-rich meal won't transform your body, just as one workout won't suddenly make you strong. But when you consistently supply your muscles with good nutrition and regular activity, they adapt, grow, and protect you for the future. Consistency signals to your body that you value strength and resilience, and over time, your body responds with energy, stamina, and stability. Building consistency starts with making habits realistic. Many people set goals that are too ambitious only to become frustrated when they can't keep up. Instead of saying, "I'll eat beans and lentils at every meal," a more sustainable commitment might be, "I'll add beans to my lunch 3 times a week." Instead of deciding to do an hour-long workout every day, you could begin with 10 minutes of bodyweight exercises or a short walk. These smaller commitments are easier to maintain, and once they become routine, you can expand them. Consistency is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing something regularly, even if it's small. Another key aspect of consistency is preparation. When healthy food is available and easy to access, you're far more likely to stick with it. Cooking a batch of lentils or beans at the start of the week, as mentioned earlier, creates a foundation for consistent eating. The same goes for planning your meals or carrying healthy snacks. When you know you'll be busy, removing obstacles makes it easier to follow through. And every time you follow through, you strengthen the habit. Consistency also benefits from routines. For example, you might decide that every Sunday evening you prepare meals for the week. Or perhaps you dedicate mornings to light exercise, such as yoga or resistance training, before starting your day. Anchoring habits to specific times or existing routines makes them more automatic. When something becomes part of your rhythm, it no longer feels like a chore. It feels natural, even necessary. It's also important to view consistency with flexibility. Life is unpredictable. There will be days when you skip a workout or grab a less than healthy meal. That's not failure. That's being human. What matters is what you do afterward. Consistency means getting back on track without guilt, understanding that long-term progress is built on patterns, not perfection. One skip day won't erase your effort, but quitting altogether will. So rather than striving for flawless execution, aim for steady persistence. Tracking progress can make consistency more rewarding. This doesn't have to mean complicated charts or apps. It can be as simple as writing down when you added beans to your meals or noting how many days you walked that week. Over time, you'll see your progress in the form of stronger habits, improved energy, or even more confidence in your daily activities. Celebrating small wins reinforces the behavior and motivates you to keep going. Another factor that supports consistency is connection. When you share your goals with friends, family, or even an online community, you create accountability. Cooking meals together, joining a walking group, or simply discussing your progress makes the journey more enjoyable. Humans thrive in community, and healthy habits become easier to sustain when you don't feel alone in the process. Finally, it helps to tie your consistent actions to a bigger purpose. Eating beans or going for a walk may feel ordinary, but when you remind yourself that each choice strengthens your muscles, protects your independence, and sets you up for a healthier future, the meaning becomes clear. Consistency is no longer about discipline alone. It's about love for yourself and respect for the life you want to live. Each small action becomes an investment in your future self, who will thank you for the strength, freedom, and vitality you preserved. When you think about it this way, consistency is not restrictive. It's empowering. It's about choosing to show up for yourself every day, even in small ways, and trusting that those choices add up to something far greater over weeks, months, and years. Consistency transforms your body, your health, and your outlook on life. It's the quiet, patient force that builds lasting strength, not just in your muscles, but in your character and confidence too. When you think about all the reasons to protect your muscles, strength, energy, independence, health, it's easy to see the importance. But information alone is not enough to inspire lasting change. What really matters is the mindset you carry and the belief that your actions today have the power to shape your future. The most powerful takeaway is this: you have far more control over your health than you may realize, And the choices you make daily can transform not only your body, but your confidence and quality of life. That realization can turn a simple bowl of lentil soup or a short walk into an act of empowerment. Many people believe muscle loss is inevitable, that it's just part of aging. And while it's true that our bodies change with time, that does not mean decline is your only option. Around the world, there are countless examples of people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s who remain vibrant, active, and strong. The difference is not luck or genetics alone. It's consistency in the small, healthy choices they've made along the way. Each time you choose real food over processed powders, each time you move your body instead of sitting for hours, you are casting a vote for the future version of yourself, who is still capable, still independent, and still enjoying life fully. The motivational truth is that strength is not built in giant leaps. It is built in the little things you do every day. Every time you say yes to beans or lentils on your plate, every time you stand up and stretch, every time you take a walk after dinner, you are telling your body, I am taking care of you. That message accumulates. At first, you may not notice the difference, but slowly your energy improves. Your balance feels steadier, your sleep is deeper, and your confidence grows. Then, one day, you find yourself climbing stairs without hesitation or playing with your children or grandchildren without fatigue. Those are the real rewards of choosing natural, consistent habits. What makes this journey even more meaningful is the way it impacts not only you but the people around you. When your children see you prioritizing your health, they learn to do the same. When your friends notice your energy and vitality, they may feel inspired to take better care of themselves too. Your actions ripple outward, creating a circle of wellness that extends far beyond your own life. Being strong for yourself also allows you to be strong for others, whether that means being active in your community, helping your family, or simply being present with the people you love. Of course, the journey will not always be easy. There will be days when you feel tired, when reaching for convenience food seems tempting, or when you doubt whether small actions really matter. That is when this takeaway becomes crucial. Remind yourself why you started. You're not just eating better or exercising more. You're protecting your freedom, your joy, and your ability to live life on your own terms. That bigger why gives your actions meaning and keeps you moving forward, even on the harder days. It's also helpful to celebrate progress along the way. Too often, we wait for big results before we allow ourselves to feel proud. But the truth is, every step forward counts. Did you add beans to your salad instead of skipping them? Celebrate it. Did you go for a walk even though you only had 10 minutes? That matters. Did you cook lentils for the first time and share the meal with your family? That's a victory. Motivation grows when you recognize and honor these moments, no matter how small they seem. The ultimate takeaway is this: building muscle and protecting your health is not about perfection, and it's not about expensive shortcuts. It's about commitment, patience, and trust in the process. You already have the tools you need: whole foods, movement, and the power of consistent choices. Your body is designed to respond, to adapt, and to grow stronger when you give it what it needs. That means it's never too late to start. Whether you are 30, 50, or 70, your muscles can be nourished, your strength can be rebuilt, and your future can be brighter. So let this be your motivation. Every healthy choice is a gift to yourself. It's proof that you care about your life, your independence, and your joy. And when you look back, Years from now, you won't regret the time you spent investing in yourself. You'll be grateful that you chose the path of strength, health, and vitality. That gratitude will be your reward, and your muscles will carry you forward with resilience and grace. Are you over 60 and noticing your muscles aren't as strong as they used to be? Here's the good news. It's never too late to rebuild strength, energy, and confidence, and you don't need expensive supplements to do it. As we age, our bodies naturally lose muscle mass. This process, called sarcopenia, can make everyday activities harder, like climbing stairs, lifting groceries, or even getting up from a chair. But protein is your best ally. The right foods, eaten consistently, can help you maintain muscle, protect your bones, and keep you feeling young, active, and independent. After the age of 60, one of the biggest hidden challenges your body faces is the gradual decline in muscle mass. Many people don't even realize it is happening until daily tasks begin to feel harder. This slow but steady process is called sarcopenia. It is the natural weakening and shrinking of muscle fibers that occurs as we age. By the time most people reach their 60s, they may have already lost a significant percentage of their muscle strength. And if nothing is done, this loss continues year after year. You may notice your arms and legs looking thinner, or that you get tired faster when walking, bending, or climbing stairs. What many don't realize is that muscle isn't just for athletes or bodybuilders. Muscle is vital for stability, energy, and the ability to live independently. Without enough muscle, the body becomes fragile, balance worsens, and the risk of falls and fractures rises dramatically. One major reason this happens is because the body no longer processes protein as efficiently as it did in earlier years. Protein is the raw material your body uses to build and repair muscles. When you were younger, a small portion of protein from your meals was enough to stimulate muscle repair and growth. But after 60, your muscles become less responsive. It's as if your body's protein switch doesn't turn on as easily, meaning you need slightly more protein and more consistency to maintain the same level of strength. If this gap isn't addressed, the muscles begin to break down faster than they are rebuilt. The loss of muscle mass is not just about appearances or how strong you look in the mirror. It goes much deeper. Muscle tissue acts like a reservoir for energy, helps regulate your metabolism, and even supports healthy blood sugar levels. When muscles weaken, people often gain unwanted fat around the belly, which increases the risk of diabetes, heart disease, and joint pain. In other words, losing muscle accelerates aging throughout the entire body. This is why many people past 60 complain of fatigue, weakness, or lack of stamina. It is not simply getting old. It is often the result of not giving the body the building blocks it needs to stay strong. Think about how this shows up in daily life. Carrying a bag of groceries becomes tiring, kneeling down to play with your grandchildren feels uncomfortable, and getting up from a low chair requires more effort. These are small but important signs that muscle loss is quietly taking away freedom. In severe cases, people begin to rely on walking sticks, avoid activities they once enjoyed, or become fearful of falling. Falls in older adults can be devastating, often leading to broken hips or long recovery times that limit mobility further. All of this starts with the silent decline of muscle tissue, which is fueled by inadequate protein intake. The problem is made worse by the fact that many people in their 60s reduce their food portions. Some eat less to maintain weight. Some lose their appetite. And others may avoid protein-rich foods, because they believe they are too expensive or unnecessary. But skipping protein has real consequences. Without it, your muscles do not repair from daily wear and tear, leaving you weaker with each passing month. And unlike fat, which the body can store for energy, protein must be consumed regularly because the body cannot store it in the same way. Every meal without protein is a missed opportunity for your body to maintain its strength. The encouraging truth is that this problem can be slowed and even reversed with the right dietary choices. Recognizing the role of protein and prioritizing it is the first and most powerful step. You do not need fancy supplements or costly powders. You need awareness. Once you understand that your body's ability to use protein has changed, you can adjust by including high-quality, protein-rich foods in each meal. This shift in perspective transforms the problem from something scary and inevitable into something manageable. By making protein a daily priority, you give your body the exact tools it needs to resist muscle loss, restore vitality, and keep you moving freely well into your 70s and beyond. Imagine for a moment that your muscles are like the engine of your body. Every step you take, every time you lift, bend, or reach, that engine is working. Now picture what happens when the engine starts to weaken. Suddenly, even the simplest movements feel heavier, slower, and more exhausting. This is exactly what happens in daily life when muscle mass declines after 60 tasks that once seemed effortless now require planning, pauses, and sometimes even help from others. It is not a sudden change. It creeps in gradually. One day you may notice you are gripping the railing more tightly when climbing stairs, or you need to rest after carrying in the groceries. These are the quiet signals your muscles are giving you, letting you know they need more support. The impact of this change goes beyond simple convenience. Weak muscles mean less stability. The body depends on muscle strength to keep you steady and upright. When that strength begins to fade, balance suffers. Something as small as stepping off a curb or reaching for a high shelf can turn into a risk for falling. A fall might sound minor, but for older adults, it can lead to broken bones, long recovery periods, or even loss of independence. That is why doctors often warn patients over 60 about falls. It is not the fall itself, but the lack of muscle strength to protect the body that causes the biggest harm. Daily life also becomes more tiring when muscles weaken. Climbing a staircase that once left you energized can now feel like a workout. Kneeling to garden, playing with grandchildren, or walking long distances may seem overwhelming. This leads many people to slowly reduce their activity levels, not because they want to, but because their muscles no longer have the endurance to keep up. And when activity decreases, muscles shrink even faster. It becomes a frustrating cycle. Less strength leads to less activity, which leads to even less strength. The effects extend to long-term health as well. Muscles are not just for movement. They play a central role in your body's metabolism. Strong muscles act like storage banks, soaking up sugar from the blood and keeping energy levels stable. But when muscle mass declines, blood sugar rises more easily, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes. Weak muscles also put added strain on the joints, particularly the hips, knees, and back. Everyday tasks, like bending or lifting, may start causing pain, and chronic discomfort can reduce your motivation to stay active. Over time, this cycle not only affects physical health, but also emotional well-being. Feeling weaker and more dependent can create frustration, sadness, and even anxiety about the future. Independence is one of the greatest treasures as we age, and muscle loss quietly steals it away. Think of how important it is to be able to get out of bed on your own, climb stairs without assistance, or drive without needing extra help. When muscles weaken, these abilities gradually slip out of reach. For many people, this loss of independence is more frightening than any diagnosis. It represents a loss of freedom, dignity, and self-reliance. And yet, what often goes unnoticed is that much of this decline could be slowed, if not prevented, by paying attention to nutrition and movement, especially protein intake and strength-focused activity. There is also the hidden emotional toll. When someone begins to struggle with tasks they once did easily, it can affect confidence. They may stop going out, avoid social activities, or feel embarrassed asking for help. This social isolation can deepen the sense of aging and accelerate both physical and mental decline. But when muscle strength is maintained, confidence grows. Instead of fearing the stairs, you take them proudly. Instead of hesitating to lift your grandchild, you hold them tightly with joy. These moments may seem small, but they are the essence of daily life, and they are directly tied to how well your muscles support you. Understanding how muscle loss affects your everyday life and long-term health is the first step toward making better choices. It is not about vanity or appearance. It is about staying capable, independent, and full of life. Every strong muscle fiber you preserve is an investment in your future freedom. The impact of muscle strength touches every corner of your life, from how easily you move through your day to how confidently you look forward to tomorrow. The most reassuring truth about maintaining strength after 60 is that you don't need complicated solutions or expensive products. Many people believe the only way to build muscle is through supplements, powders, or specialized diets. But the body thrives on simple, natural foods that have been available for generations. When you give your body the right kind of fuel, it responds in powerful ways. Even though protein becomes harder for your body to process as you age, providing it regularly through everyday foods ensures your muscles have what they need to repair, rebuild, and grow stronger. Nature has always provided the answers, and high-quality protein can be found in foods that are affordable, accessible, and versatile. Eggs, for example, are one of the most complete sources of protein. A single egg provides essential amino acids, the building blocks your muscles rely on, and they can be cooked in countless ways, boiled, scrambled, or poached. Greek yogurt is another simple option. Not only is it rich in protein, but it also supports your digestive health, which becomes more important with age. Beans and lentils, often overlooked, are packed with plant-based protein and fiber, giving you strength while also supporting heart health and blood sugar control. Cottage cheese may sound old-fashioned, but it is a nutritional powerhouse. Its slow-digesting protein feeds your muscles steadily, making it an excellent choice for the evening when your body repairs itself during sleep. Canned fish like tuna or sardines are another treasure. They are inexpensive, shelf-stable, and provide not only protein, but also omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation and protect your heart. Chicken thighs are a practical alternative to chicken breast, cheaper, flavorful, and filled with muscle-supporting protein. And then there's peanut butter, a familiar comfort food that doubles as an easy protein-rich snack, perfect on whole grain toast or with apple slices. What makes these foods so powerful is their simplicity. They do not require complicated recipes or hours in the kitchen. Most of them can be prepared quickly and enjoyed in many different ways. An omelette with vegetables, a cup of Greek yogurt with berries, or a bowl of lentil soup can transform a meal into a muscle-building opportunity. Even snacks can become powerful allies. A spoonful of peanut butter, a slice of cheese, or a small serving of cottage cheese can keep your muscles supplied with the protein they need throughout the day. Another advantage is that these foods are budget-friendly. After 60, many people are concerned about expenses and may think eating healthy is costly, but these choices prove that building muscle does not have to strain your wallet. A dozen eggs, a tub of yogurt, or a bag of lentils cost far less than fancy supplements, and yet they provide better results because they are natural and easily recognized by the body. Your muscles don't care if the protein comes from an expensive powder or a simple egg, they just need the amino acids to stay strong. Choosing natural foods also keeps you safe from unnecessary additives, sugars, or chemicals often found in processed supplements. By focusing on whole foods, you not only support muscle health, but also strengthen your immune system, protect your heart, and improve your digestion. This holistic benefit is something powders can never fully match. It's important to remember that small, consistent choices add up. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Begin by adding 1 or 2 of these protein-rich foods to your daily meals. Over time, your energy will improve, your muscles will feel stronger, and daily activities will become easier. These are not dramatic or flashy changes. They are quiet, steady habits that give your body what it truly needs. The beauty of this approach is that it empowers you. You don't have to rely on complicated diets or products that promise quick fixes. You can take control of your health with simple foods that are already within reach. Every egg, every spoonful of yogurt, every bite of chicken is a step toward a stronger, more independent you. It is a reminder that your future strength lies not in what is trendy or expensive, but in the timeless wisdom of nourishing your body with natural, protein-rich foods. The real secret to making change stick is not just knowing what to eat, but finding practical ways to bring those choices into your daily life. Knowledge is powerful, but without action, it doesn't transform your body. That's why the most important step you can take is to start using simple, realistic strategies that fit easily into your routine. When healthy eating feels natural instead of overwhelming, it becomes something you can maintain for years. Think about how you start your morning. Many people reach for toast, tea, or something light, but often it's missing the protein your muscles desperately need after a night of fasting. By simply adding 2 scrambled eggs with a handful of spinach or some Greek yogurt topped with berries, you're already setting your muscles up for success. It doesn't have to be fancy. What matters most is consistency. Even small changes like replacing white bread with whole grain or adding a slice of cheese to your breakfast can raise your protein intake without feeling like extra work. Lunch and dinner are equally important opportunities. A bowl of lentil soup with a slice of whole grain bread is inexpensive, filling, and packed with plant protein. A serving of chicken thighs with roasted vegetables is simple and affordable. Keep canned tuna in your pantry, and you can quickly mix it with olive oil, lemon, and herbs for a protein-packed salad. These are meals that don't require hours in the kitchen, but they deliver the building blocks your muscles are craving. If you enjoy traditional dishes, look for ways to boost their protein content. Add beans to your curries, sprinkle cottage cheese into salads, or pair peanut butter with whole grain crackers for an easy snack. Snacking is another area where simple swaps can make a huge difference. Instead of reaching for chips or sweets, choose snacks that feed your muscles. A small bowl of Greek yogurt, a boiled egg, or even just a spoonful of peanut butter with apple slices provides the protein and energy your body needs between meals. Snacks don't have to be complicated. They just need to be intentional. Think of them as mini muscle boosting opportunities throughout your day. Planning ahead can also save you time and keep you on track. Cooking a big pot of beans or lentils once a week and storing them in the fridge means you'll always have a quick protein option ready. Boil a few eggs at the start of the week so they're available for easy breakfasts or snacks. Buy yogurt in larger containers rather than single servings. It's cheaper and makes it easy to scoop some out whenever you need it. These little habits turn your kitchen into a supportive environment where healthy choices are always within reach. Portion size is another practical tip to keep in mind. After 60, many people naturally eat smaller meals, but this can make it harder to get enough protein. Instead of large, heavy portions all at once, aim for smaller amounts of protein spread throughout the day. This steady supply helps your body absorb and use it more effectively. For example, 20 to 30 grams of protein at each meal is often better than having a large amount at dinner and very little earlier in the day. By spreading it out, you give your muscles a constant stream of fuel to repair and grow stronger. Even beverages can be part of the solution. A glass of milk with breakfast or before bed adds extra protein. For those who enjoy smoothies, blending Greek yogurt with fruit and a handful of spinach creates a refreshing, protein-rich drink. The key is to make these options convenient so that they become second nature. Most importantly, don't aim for perfection. Aim for progress. If you forget one day, don't feel discouraged. Just get back on track the next meal. Every time you choose a protein-rich food, you're making an investment in your strength, energy, and independence. Over time, these small, consistent actions accumulate into noticeable results. Your energy levels rise, daily tasks become easier, and you'll feel more confident in your body's ability to support you. The practical solutions are not about changing everything overnight. They are about building a rhythm of small, smart choices that strengthen your muscles day after day. When you think of it this way, every meal becomes an opportunity to take care of yourself, to honor your body, and to move toward a stronger, healthier version of you. And the beauty is, you don't need anything fancy, just simple foods, easy habits, and the determination to keep going. The biggest mistake people make when they decide to improve their health is thinking it's all about quick fixes. They want instant results, and when those results don't come as fast as expected, they give up. But the truth is, building muscle after 60 is not about speed, it's about steady, consistent habits that compound over time. Your body has been through decades of living, working, and adapting. It deserves patience, care, and regular nourishment. That's why the key to success is not just eating protein once in a while or exercising for a week, but making these practices a natural part of your everyday life. Consistency is powerful because your muscles don't grow stronger from one big meal or one intense workout. They grow stronger from the steady, repeated message you send them. I am feeding you. I am moving you. I am taking care of you. Think of it like watering a plant. If you flood it once and then ignore it for weeks, the plant will not thrive. But if you water it regularly, even in small amounts, it grows strong and resilient. Your body works the same way. Muscles need a regular supply of protein and movement to stay alive and healthy. One way to stay consistent is to build routines that feel comfortable and realistic. For example, if mornings are when you have the most energy, make it a habit to eat a protein-rich breakfast and go for a short walk. If evenings are calmer, prepare a nourishing dinner and do a few gentle stretches or strength exercises before bed. The idea is not to create rigid rules, but to design habits that fit into your lifestyle so they feel sustainable. Over time, these routines become second nature, and you no longer have to think about them. They simply become part of who you are. Another part of consistency is variety. Eating the same food every day can get boring, which makes it harder to stick with. Rotate your protein sources. Eggs one day, beans the next, yogurt the day after. Try new recipes and seasonings to keep meals enjoyable. Consistency doesn't mean monotony. It means showing up every day with some form of effort, even if the details change. This variety also ensures your body gets a broader range of nutrients, which supports overall health, not just muscle strength. It's also important to stay active in ways that bring you joy. Movement doesn't have to mean hours in the gym or lifting heavy weights. Walking, gardening, dancing, swimming, or even playing with your grandchildren can all serve as gentle strength and endurance exercises. What matters is that you keep your muscles engaged on a daily basis. Just like with food, a little activity done consistently is far more effective than bursts of intense exercise followed by long stretches of inactivity. Staying consistent also requires compassion for yourself. There will be days when you feel tired, days when you don't make the best food choices, or days when life gets in the way. That's normal. What matters is not perfection, but persistence. Instead of giving up, remind yourself that every new day is a fresh opportunity. One missed meal or skipped walk does not erase the progress you've made. What counts is the overall pattern of your habits. Accountability can also help. Some people find it useful to keep a simple journal where they jot down what they ate and how they moved that day. Others prefer to share their goals with a friend, partner, or family member who can encourage them. Surrounding yourself with positive reminders and supportive people makes it easier to stay on track. The true reward of consistency is that the results build slowly but last longer. With time, you will notice more energy in your mornings, less struggle with daily chores, and a greater sense of confidence in your body. These changes don't vanish overnight because they're rooted in the steady habits you've developed. You've built a foundation that keeps you strong, independent, and resilient, not just for today, but for years to come. So remember, your health journey after 60 is not a race. It's a steady walk forward. Every step you take, every protein-rich meal, every bit of movement adds up. By showing up consistently, you are telling your body that it still matters, that it still deserves strength, and that it still has so much life ahead. Every great change begins with a shift in perspective. And one of the most important truths to embrace is that you are never too old to grow stronger. Many people believe that once they pass 60, their best days are behind them, that decline is inevitable, and that weakness is just part of aging. But that is not the full story. Your body is constantly renewing itself, constantly listening to the signals you give it. When you provide it with the right foods, consistent activity, and care, it responds. Muscles can be rebuilt, energy can return, and confidence can be restored. The motivational takeaway is simple. Every choice you make can move you closer to strength and independence. It's easy to feel discouraged if you've noticed your strength fading or if you've struggled with daily tasks. But instead of viewing these as failures, think of them as messages from your body asking for support. When you feed it protein, when you choose to walk instead of sit, when you stretch and move with intention, you're answering those messages. And over time, your body rewards you with greater resilience. You don't need to aim for perfection or expect dramatic results overnight. The real success comes from choosing small, powerful actions and repeating them daily. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. Picture climbing stairs without holding the railing, lifting a bag of groceries without straining, or playing with your grandchildren with ease. These are not dreams reserved for the young. They are real outcomes for anyone who commits to fueling their body consistently. Muscle doesn't ask how old you are. It only responds to the effort you put in. This should inspire hope because it means the future is in your hands, not dictated solely by your age. Motivation also grows stronger when you focus on the why behind your choices. It's not just about eating eggs, beans, or chicken. It's about the freedom those foods give you. Freedom to stay active in your community, to travel, to enjoy hobbies, to stay independent in your own home. Every protein-rich meal is like putting money in a savings account, but instead of dollars, you're saving strength, mobility, and independence for the years ahead. The more consistent deposits you make, the richer your quality of life becomes. Another way to stay inspired is to celebrate small victories along the way. Maybe you notice you can walk a little longer without getting tired, or your clothes fit differently because your body is firmer. Perhaps you wake up with more energy or feel less pain in your joints. These are all signs of progress. They may seem small, but they are proof that your effort is working. Acknowledging these wins builds momentum and keeps you motivated to continue. It's also important to remind yourself that this journey is not just about you, it's about the people you love. Staying strong allows you to be present for your family, to participate in meaningful moments, and to remain an active part of their lives. When you choose to take care of yourself, you're giving them the gift of your energy, your laughter, and your presence. That sense of purpose can be a powerful motivator on days when it feels hard to keep going. Above all, hold on to the belief that age does not define your potential. Strength is not limited to the young. It belongs to anyone who chooses to nurture their body. The choices you make today, no matter how small, are writing the story of your future. And that story can be one of vitality, independence, and joy. The path is simple, but it requires commitment. Eat protein at every meal, move your body every day, and trust that your effort is creating lasting change. So let this be your takeaway. You have the power to build a stronger, healthier future starting right now. With each bite, each step, each consistent habit, you're proving to yourself that it's never too late. Your muscles are listening, your body is ready, and your future self will thank you for every single choice you make today. So if you're over 60, remember this: strong muscles mean a strong life. Start today. Add one of these 7 simple, cheap, high-protein foods to your plate. Your future self will thank you. So, the next time you think you need a powder to stay strong, remember this: true strength doesn't come from a jar. It comes from the choices you make every day. Fill your plate with nature's gifts, move your body with love, and your muscles will carry you through life with power and grace.